The Los Angeles Dodgers dominant so far, up 2-0 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, speaking of dominant, he's going to get the baseball. What a great 2025 season he had, facing Aaron Nola, and those numbers are not impressive. So why Nola getting the start over Ranger Suarez? Here's Philly manager Rob Thompson. Now, just a couple appearances ago, Ranger Suarez did take that line drive to the growing area. They're not saying that has anything to do with why or why not he didn't take part in the simulated game that they played. He was one of the few pitchers that did not appear in that game. Ranger Suarez is going to come in for Aaron Nola. Now, Aaron Nola, ERA over 6, but Dan, if you watch the video of his last start against the Minnesota Twins, I know
Nola's never pitched out of the bullpen. He's been a big game pitcher ever since he's put a uniform on for the Phillies. I like the move. This also tells me that something the Phillies don't like about the way the ball's coming out of the hand of Ranger Suarez.
Right, yeah, because if you look at the history of the two pitchers in postseason, Ranger Suarez, look at the numbers. Aaron Nola, ERA over 4, Ranger Suarez 1.43. So, Harold, does it make sense to you that Ranger is not starting this game for the Phillies?
Well, the only thing I can make sense of is 3 lefties in a row, in the way it puts their bullpen in their rotation in the pen coming out. So, and then Aaron Nola's one of their trusted guys. You know, it's almost like looking at the Dodgers in that everybody got healthy in August and September. He was injured most of the season, did not throw well, just now getting his stride. So for him, it's May, it's June, it's not September, October. So I think that might be another thing they factored in. Looking at the last few outings is more like Aaron Nola than anything else before.
I just think it would be crazy that the Philadelphia Phillies could be down 3 or 4-0 before Ranger Suarez, who's got a 1.43 career ERA in postseason play, gets into the game. Like, that's a little wild to me. Now, on the other side, Dave Roberts refused to say that Roki Sasaki is his guaranteed closer. And we saw in the 9th inning, we saw Blake Trinan get an opportunity to come out.
I'm looking at it from made my living pitching in the bullpen. If you want to dissect the 3 hitters of Trinan, it was a dribble right up the middle. Ball wasn't scorched. One bad pitch, ball that was up the Real Muto. That was a really good pitch to Nick Castellanos. That is just fighting for your life, put it in play.
Great piece
and
of
he
hitting.
happened to hook it and hit it soft enough that it went down in the corner for a double to drive those 2 runs in. If he just hits that off the end of the bat and it's a 1-hopper to left field, the bases are still loaded.
On an 0-2 count.
Those 2 runs don't score.
Only 2 traditional relievers have really appeared for the Dodgers so far in the series, Vesia and Trinan, because Sasaki was signed to be a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Glasnow's a starting pitcher. This is how they've
Kershaw's out there in the bullpen.
Exactly.
I think his circle of trust is with his starters. I do. I think Vesia, he'll sprinkle Vesia in when the spot comes to the lineup to get the lefties. I think Trinan's in that circle of trust, but you're going to see relievers.
Sasaki is the closer of the Dodgers going forward. All the way, if they win the World Series, Roki Sasaki's the closer.
I can see that.
True or false?
And I'll tell you, I give Dave Roberts a lot of credit. He stuck with Emmett Sheehan last night, ran him out there that 2nd inning, and I'm telling you what, he showed a lot of confidence in that young man. He threw the ball well last night.
He did.
He gave up a run, but he threw the ball well.
98 on the outer black.
You got to think long-range perspective. Now they're up 2-0. I don't think you're going to see them run somebody out there if they don't need to. They're going to get the guys in the game that they need to get in, and if they lose, then we got 2 more games to win.
Here's Adam McCalvey with Brandon Lockridge, who took over for Jackson Chury in the 9th inning of Game 2. It wasn't just precautionary or to get him off his feet for the final 3 outs. He felt it again, Pat Murphy said. So it's going to be a very light day for Churio at Wrigley today. So his hamstring.
Keep him in the ballpark. That's from the pitching side. But the Yankees have to get back to being the Yankees. You got to get Jazz Chisholm going, Bellinger, but you got to let these guys be who they are, be aggressive. I thought what took them off the map was when they started.
Right now, the Dodgers are cruising, up 2-0. They go to Citizens Bank. They take the first 2 of this best-of-5 series. And while the game was so entertaining in the later stages, when that happens, it can overlook terrific starting pitching performances, not just from Blake Snell, but also from the Phillies lefty Jesus Luzardo. Dan Plesac, he's going to walk us through what those 2 guys were able to do. Dan, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Greg. What a pitching matchup last night at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Two lefties that were on top of their game last night, Jesus Luzardo and Blake Snell. First, let's take a look at Jesus' zone. So if you're Tommy Edman, this is a crazy at-bat because, one, you know that he throws hard. So first thing you're doing, you have to be up there and you're aggressive and you're ready because you know that he has a really good fastball. What does he do on the first pitch? He pulls the string and throws a changeup perfectly placed about knee-high, middle part of the plate. So if you're Tommy Edmonds now, you're like, okay, I've got to protect for the changeup. So what does he get on the second pitch? He gets a fastball that it's elevated way up in the zone and in, kind of knock him back off the plate. So changeup away, fastball up and in. So third pitch of the sequence I thought was really interesting. He goes back upstairs with another four-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. Tommy Edmonds swings through it. So if you're Luzardo now, you can go a couple of different angles. You can pull the string on that changeup again, or you can go back with a fastball. He elects on the fourth pitch to see if he can get him to chase another fastball up in the zone. Throws another good fastball. Edmonds is on it and fouls it off. So now, if you're Jesus Luzardo, you've gone soft to start the at-bat. Three fastballs up in the zone, perfectly sets Edman up. Now he has to protect for everything. Shows him a pitch that he hadn't shown him. A wicked sweeper down and in that Tommy Edmonds just swings right over the top of. It was Alec Bohm. It's such a tough sequence of pitches to hit off of Snell. He presents so many problems. First of all, the first pitch of at bat is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that's up in the zone. So if you're Bohm, you've got to get ready for that 97 miles an hour. I thought the pitch of the at bat was the second pitch. He pulls the string on a changeup, well located down away. He hits that squiver off the end of the bat, so he's back into the count 1-1. Comes in with a hard cutter down and in on the same plane as his fastball normally is, and he misses. Now Bohm's in the driver's seat, 2 balls and 1 strike, and he's probably thinking right here, this is the one fastball that I'm going to get, and I'm going to make sure I don't miss it. Blake Snell pulls the string again and throws a terrific changeup, well located to get back into the count 2-2. Now if you're Bohm, you've seen the fastball up, you've seen the cutter in, you've seen 2 changeups away. You really don't know what you're looking for. He gets ready for the last pitch of the at-bat, and Blake Snell throws an absolute blue dart, 97 miles an hour in, 4-seam fastball with a little cut, and locks him up. There's nothing he can do. A terrific sequence, and it's so fun to watch pitchers, not throwers. 2 guys, Luzardo and Snell, that have great stuff, that throw hard, upper 90s, but they can manipulate the ball. They can throw it up, they can throw it down, they can change speeds, and they can spin it. There's a method to the madness. Pitching, not throwing. Back over to you, Greg.
Saw it come out of break. You usually see guys that are red hot because they did something that got all the fans to go nuts. But on the other side of the story, we're missing some signature players that were not in that sizzle reel because they've been ice cold. Well, they've been dealing with a box of issues, right? Like the batter's box has been nothing but issues for some of these star sluggers. So I'm going to bring my experts in here, and I'm going to ask them, random players, that how they can fix their box of issues. Dan, please, Zach, you're up first.
You are calling the right guy because I have a lot of issues, and I need the box of issues.
This is a box of tissues, Dan. This is you're standing in the box of issues. You can let go of that.
Okay.
We always have tissues for on-air talent in case you have snot on your face or something like that. Okay. So the first slugger that I'm going to present to you is Kyle Schwarber, who's been struggling mightily. 0 for his last 21 if you go back to the regular season with 13 strikeouts. You see his numbers so far this postseason. Dan, how do you get him out of his box of issues?
He's going to have to run into one in Game 3. The Phillies lineup that needs to make contact and barrel one up in his first at-bat, it's Kyle Schwarber.
Is there a chance we could be watching tomorrow night his last game?
Very good chance. I think the Phillies are up against it. I thought last night you lose a game, but when you get yourself back in a position to win a game, that was like losing 2 games.
Oh, good call. Yes, I kind of teased themselves. Dan, thank you for that. I'll bring you back in a second.
Okay.
Let's bring Harold Reynolds in, because Harold, I got a right-handed slugger for you.
Now, hold on, I'm confused. Is this the box of issues or box of tissues?
Harold, I just explained
issues,
it to Dan.
tissues.
Dan,
what?
Harold, we have a box of tissues for all the on-air talent. It's
because they may have snot in it.
Right. So this is the box of issues because they're struggling in the batter's box.
Oh.
And one of the players that seems to be struggling is